everyone, this is Dr. Sneha Sagar from Department of Pharmaceutical Chemistry, LJ Institute of Pharmacy. So welcome to the MOOC lecture series initiated by LJ Institute of Pharmacy. So in this series we are going to learn about major extra and intercellular electrolytes which is covered in your semester 1 Inorganic Chemistry Unit 2. So we'll start with the introductory aspect of intracellular and extracellular electrolytes. So the human body is made up of about 56% of fluid, and these fluids are generally solutions of organic and inorganic solids. So this particular fluid is maintained for the internal homeostasis and the internal environment of our body system, which generally control pH, ionic balance, as well as osmotic pressure. So we have various intracellular fluid, means it is present inside the cells. Generally 45 to 50 percentage of body weight is due to the intracellular fluid present, and there are extracellular fluids also which is present outside of these cells, and there are two different types of extracellular fluids: interstitial fluids, which is present between the cells, which constitutes around 12 to 15 percentage of body weight, and plasma, or we can say vascular fluid, which is present within the blood vascular system, and this constitutes around 4 to 5 percentage of the body weight. So we have some role of major physiological ions, like they can control the osmosis of water, they can maintain acid-base balance, they can generate the action potential, secretion of some hormones and neurotransmitters. So we are going to discuss about each physiological ions which is important for human body. We'll start with the major physiological ions, that is chloride. So chloride is major extracellular anion. Daily requirement of this chloride is around 2.3 gram per day. It can be obtained from the salt, various olives, seaweed, tomatoes, and many vegetables are also rich sources of chloride ion. Generally, chloride ion functions as it participate in cation anion balance. It can balance the osmosis, osmotic pressure, and it can balance the proper hydration. Also, the chloride ions are very much useful in the production of HCl in the stomach. So there are certain diseases which associated with chloride. Either the concentration of chloride is increased or decreased, that can lead to certain diseases. They are hyperchlorhydria, means increase in the chloride ion concentration, hypochloremia, and hyperchloremia also. Next ion is phosphate ion, which is in the form of HPO4 2 minus, and also H2PO4 minus, HPO4 2 minus, and PO4 3 minus are the intracellular fluid compartments are present. Phosphate ions are generally present in teeth and bones, whereas phosphate ions are also found in ATP or nucleic acids, RNA and DNA. So there are certain diseases associated with phosphate are hyperphosphatemia or hypophosphatemia. Uh, there are certain factors that can increase hyperphosphatemia, like hypervitaminosis D, renal failure, hypoparathyroidism, and many others. And hypophosphatemia is due to the vitamin D deficiency, hyperthyroidism, and long-term antacid therapy. Next major physiological ion is bicarbonate. It can be represented as HCO3 minus, and this particular role of bicarbonate is mentioned in this reaction. H2CO3, which is converted into water and CO2, and it can further liberate H plus and HCO3 minus. So metabolic acidosis and kidney disturbances are treated with sodium bicarbonate. Acid-base balance is also maintained by the bicarbonate ion. Next is the major physiological ion, very important, Na plus ion. So Na plus ion is essential for maintaining the osmotic pressure and normal hydration. So it constitutes around 90% of the extracellular cation. And generally Na plus level is controlled by aldosterone and antidiuretic hormone, that is ADH. So daily requirement is 2 to 5 grams per day. It can be obtained from the foods which is rich in sodium like salt, buttermilk, cheese, fish, olives and pulses. So this Na plus ions is basically useful for osmotic pressure balance, acid base equilibrium, for the cell's permeability, also in glucose absorption and heart's normal functioning. So we know that the blood pressure is generally maintained by the Na plus ions. So there are certain diseases which are associated with sodium. So it can cause hyponatremia, means decrease in the Na plus concentration, hypernatremia, hypertension as well as edema. Next ion is potassium ion, K plus ion, which is present intracellularly. Daily requirement of K plus ion is 3.5 grams per day, and it can be obtained from various food sources. Now, we know that potassium ion is also important for its function. It can involve in nerve impulse transmission like muscle contraction, and various electrolyte composition is maintained by the H plus ion. pH regulation is also maintained by the K plus ion. Treatment and prevention of hypokalemia can be done by using K plus ions. Protein synthesis, acetylcholine synthesis, cells osmotic pressure, all these functions are taken with the help of K plus ions. So there are certain diseases like hyperkalemia and hypokalemia can be associated with the deficiency or higher concentration of potassium. Next ion is magnesium ion, which is intracellular cation. DNA, RNA, they are also stabilized by Mg2 plus ions. 25 gram per kg body weight is the requirement of the Mg2 plus ion. So dietary source of Mg2 plus ion is like nuts, grains and green vegetables. Next, we have functions of Mg2 plus ions. It is participated in as a cofactor, and it is also responsible for the smooth muscle functioning, for protein synthesis, for teeth, bones, and for glucose metabolism. Mg2 plus ions is very much important. So certain diseases which are associated with Mg2 plus is hypomagnesemia and hypermagnesemia. Next role is calcium. We know that calcium is very much important for teeth and bones, right? So 22 mg per kg body weight is the requirement uh, for the human body. It can be obtained from milk, cheese, green vegetables, eggs and fish. So as I have said that it is widely useful for teeth and bones, for neuromuscular system also, for blood coagulation also, calcium is very much important. So conversion of prothrombin to thrombin is responsible with the help of calcium ions. Cardiac muscles are also maintained by the calcium ions. Cell membrane, mucosal membrane structure, cell adhesion, various autonomic nervous systems, skeletal muscles and protein conformations, all these are required calcium ions for their functioning. So there are certain diseases which are associated with calcium are hypercalcemia, hypocalcemia, osteoporosis, Paget disease and rickettsia. Next we have buffer systems of the body. we have three different types of buffer system present in our body. One is carbonic acid bicarbonate buffer system, and second is phosphate buffer system, and last is protein or hemoglobin buffer system. So carbonic acid bicarbonate buffer system is very much important for regulation of the blood pH. So we know that H2CO3 can be converted into H plus and HCO3 minus. So in lungs, the deoxyhemoglobin is converted into uh, carbonic acid, and from that it gets converted into carbon dioxide and water. So we know that it is very much important for the maintaining pH system. Next is phosphate buffer system, which is also the regulator of pH in the cytosol, and it can generally maintain the pH 7.4, which is the physiological pH. So next buffer system is protein or hemoglobin buffer system, and in this particular buffer system, this role of hemoglobin and role of the buffer system is very much important. So hemoglobin act as the maintaining H plus ion, HCO3 minus and various ions in the body. So these are the importance of various intracellular and extracellular ions, as well as the buffer system of the body. So frequently asked questions from this topic is, what are intra and extracellular electrolytes, what is meant by oral rehydration therapy, short note on ORS, discuss biological significance of calcium and physiological acid-base balance. So these are some of the references I have referred for presentation. So thank you everyone for watching this video. Please do subscribe our YouTube channel Pharma Ignite. Thank you.